Hello guys, Dan here, and in today's video I'm going to be having a look at the Fractal design, the Defan R4. This case in particular is the Arctic white version of the R4, and yeah, this is the one without the sad panel where you can look into where the acrylic is. So yeah, you can get this with the acrylic, and you can also get it in another two colours, so you can get it in black and also a grey colour. Now first off, just want to say that this case is 232mm in width, 464 in height and 523mm in depth. So it's one of the larger cases, but nevertheless, yeah, I'm just going to be reviewing the case and just going to kind of show you around. Now first off, as you can see, just opening this kind of front piece here, the door, you get lots of soundproofing material on the front, and this is going to absorb some of the noise from the fans. As well as this, you get two bays here. You can set these off. This is where you would put your optical disc drives. I personally don't use them, but it's good that you get two, because a lot of people still use them for, say, you know, water cooling reservoirs. You also get a fan controller that can be on 3 speed settings. And then just down here, as you can see, just unclipping, you can access this part here where you get access to you know, 2 potential fan spots. So you can fit 2 140mm fans or 2 120mm fans. This also has a dust filter, so I'll filter the intake, so then, you know, dust isn't in your PC, that's all good. And yeah, you can easily remove that. As you can see, I'm just threading that back into there. And there we are. So yeah, you can kind of mix and match fans, and included you do get a 140mm fan included. That's 1000 RPM, but yet again you can hook that up to the fan controller and slow it down if you want to. Now just having a look at that soundproofing foam. As you can see, look, it's quite thick, to be honest, quite spongy, and yeah, some of the foam that's actually on the side panels, that is a little bit thicker and it's more dense. And yeah, the whole point in this case is for it to be silent, and yeah, just so when you're gaming, that it doesn't kind of annoy you. Now, in terms of the kind of iron, kind of the buttons and stuff, you get 2 USB 3s, 2 USB 2s, power button with the LED light, you get a reset button, as well as a microphone port and also a headphone port. Now looking at the left side of the case, there's a spot for a 140mm fan or 120mm fan. You can choose here, and installed is a Moduvent kind of design, which kind of covers up you know, the actual side panel, so you can actually see in, and this is for you know, soundproofing. So again, if you're out using a fan, you can have that installed. As well, you do get fence on the side, and this is again just so the fans can get airflow. Now onto the back, you get 8 expansion slots. You get your slot there for your power supply on the bottom, which is you know, kind of got some rubber there, so kind of absorbs kind of vibrations and whatnot. Then again on the back you have a slot again for rather a 140mm fan or 120mm fan. So some kind of great flexibility there. Now onto the right hand side you do get another side panel. This one is just white, very clean looking, and then again you just have your vents there for the front fans, and yeah, that's where you kind of open the door for the front of the case. And on the top again, as you can see, it's kind of common. You can mount fans again on the top. You can fit 2 here, rather 120 or 140mm, and then yeah, you have that Moduvent thing where you get the soundproofing material. Now looking here, this is what the soundproofing material looks like. It's nice and thick, and then on the side panel here you do get some really thick soundproofing material, and to be honest, it really does give some weight to these side panels, but it really does kind of indicate that the quality that has gone into making the case. Now, as you can see, this is what the case actually looks like inside. It is quite large, and yeah, you know, you can fit multiple graphic cards in here, you can fit really large coolers, and you can fit an absolute ton of hard drives in. Now you can fit 8 hard drives in this case, and yeah, it's really good that you can fit 8 in, and yeah, you can kind of you know, mix and match between SSDs to hard drives, etc. The next thing that I want to cover is, yeah, just mainly the cable routing options and stuff like that. As you can see, you get a lot of places where you can route cables, and yeah, they're all rubberized, which is always good. So just down here you get your little kind of accessory box here with says Fractal design on it, and you get a load of screws. As you can see, look on the back, there's loads of screws here, you know, between, you know, you get thumb screws, PSU screws, hard drive screws, and anti-vibration hard drive screws. There's a lot of stuff in here, but yeah, it does allow you to actually, you know, fit as much as you want to in this case. Now looking at these kind of bays here, this is where you would mount your hard drive or your SSD. You get rubber things on here, so you get 4 of them, and yeah, you can put an hard drive on there, and yeah, you won't have to worry about the vibration. And yeah, if you want to mount an SSD, you can mount that in the middle, and you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them kind of slots. So yeah, It's all good. Now you can take out these 2 screws here, and that will allow you to actually, take that actual part out. I'm just going to show you in the video now. You can take that out, and that'll allow you to get better airflow. So that just slides out, and yeah, you can get better airflow. As you can see, that 140mm fan there can blow all the air, some nice cool air onto the graphic card and stuff like that. And that again could just slide just back in there, nice and simple, and yeah, nice and easy. So you slide it back in, screw it in, and it's all nice and secure, which is always good. Now, next thing I want to cover is just the top here. You can fit 2 optical drives in, like I said. I can't really see many people using 2 optical drives, but nevertheless you can fit water cooling reservoirs and stuff like that into there, which is always good. And yeah, a lot of people are looking to water cool, and you could water cool in this case. It's very, very large. Now, just pointing out the places where you can route your cables. This is a lot, and yeah, typically you're not going to get a messy job in this case. Now in the back you get a fan. You know, you always get fans in cases, but this is a 140mm fan. This case does come with 2, so one on the back and one on the front. These run at 1000 RPM. One good thing to mention with this fan is that you can hook it up to the fan control at the front, and also that you do get kind of a sleeved cable. I think it's a braided cable. I'm not really sure the difference between sleeved and braided, but you cannot see the colours inside of that kind of sleeved kind of cable, so it's all good. It's all black, and yeah, you're not going to be able to see the multicoloured cables. So I know a lot of people really hate multicoloured cables, and yeah, for this just to be a black cable is very, very nice. And the next thing that I'm going to cover is just the bottom here of the power supply. This again is kind of lined with some kind of you know, vibration technology, which, you know, kind of stop vibration from the power supply. And you know, talking about the power supply, when you mount it at the bottom, yeah, these vents, and also a dust cover that you can take out, which covers, you know, a possible location for a fan, and also the power supply fan, which is always good. Now onto the back, this is what it looks like, and I will just point out first of all that you get a lot of space for cables. So these are just all the front I/O cables, and you can just shove them all behind there. Fair enough, they're not going to be shoved behind there, but this is just showing, kind of demonstrating the amount of cable, well, just the amount of space you have at the back for your cables. So I know typically a 24-pin motherboard power cable is relatively thick. Now these are all the screws. I just want to mention that they all do come in individual bags, and just looking on the back of the accessory box, you will be able to kind of work out which one is which is always good. And again, you have some cable ties, which is awesome. Now these are the bottom feet. Here we are, look. And then there's the front one. They are all rubber on the bottom, and then feet on the back, they are really, really, yeah, some really thick kind of rubber. Now onto my final thoughts and kind of conclusions. With me building in this case, it was very, very easy, and I enjoyed it, to be honest. I did kind of rebuild my existing system into this case, and it was a joy, to be honest. Kind of also put some of my fans into this case, and yeah, kind of decked it out with, you know, everything, including kind of 4 drives. There's a lot of space in this case, and it's quite enjoyable, yeah, to build in this case. Cable management, it was a joy, and as you can probably see, my cable management is not exactly you know, messy, but saying it's not exactly the best. I could have done a better job, but there's a lot of room, and with all the grommets, it leaves your case free to kind of, you know, move airflow in and out, which is always nice. There's just some shots of you know, my PC kind of configured in this case, and it does look nice. And yeah, with all the side kind of windows on, side panels on, sorry, it's yeah, it's very, very quiet. Now, just one of the last things I do want to mention is that you can fit up to 170mm tall CPU coolers. In my case, well, this case, I fitted Hive 212 Evo into this case. It looks very, very nice, and yeah, it fits there all nice and good. Just some more shots there. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Please feel free to like, comment, and also subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Goodbye.